Yo, what is going on, guys? Jared here, and today I have finally brought you guys some replays of the Toon Striker deck in action. For the rest of this week, I've been working and I've been trying to find some time to make this video, and I finally have time, so I finally was able to get some replays for you guys. But before I get started, I show you some of the replays and one of the changes that I made to the deck. This week I'm going to be going to locals finally. And I plan on playing either Altergeist or the Toon deck, depending on which one I can get cards for first. But so today we did get some cards in the mail that will help us make those decks. First things first, for the Toon deck, we did get our play set of Toon bookmarks, which I am very excited about. And secondly, I did pick up a playset of Pot of Extravagance before they went up to $50 or so. So that makes me happy that I was able to get these. I'm super excited to play both the Toon Striker deck and Altergeist soon in real life, in person, finally, not over the Win book. But yeah, so that should be exciting. Whenever I do that, I'll let you guys know how that goes. But yeah, going on for the video. So I have 3 matches here, replays to show. I have 1 versus Plunder Patrol, 1 versus Sky Striker, and 1 versus Mech Knight Invoked. So yeah, we're gonna start with the Plunder one, and we'll just go to Striker, and then the Mech Knight Invoked, and then we will go to. I'll show you the deck list one more time. All right, well, the one book just had a little bit of a thing there, but yeah, we're gonna go first for this game. As you can see, he's on Plunder, and was gonna just start it off. We go first. We go right for a Toon bookmark into our comic hand. So yeah, we go Toon Table for Toon Table in the bookmark, and into our comic hand. So this is what I was talking about, because now Toon Table is able to search comic hand, not just Toon bookmark or Toon World, and vice versa. It's just really, really good. The fact that you can get 4 spells in the grave for doing nothing. And we just go right for Shizuku, set Widow Anchor, and pass. This isn't going first deck. He made us go first, by the way. I know Rock, Paper, Scissors wasn't shown, but he made us go first. We did not choose to go first. So now he goes. I'm not 100% familiar with the Plunder deck. I just went with these, did a couple, like maybe a week or 2 ago. Remember, my brother made the deck in real life. So I've been slowly trying to learn all their effects. So he makes the Fusion, which is the monster negator, now that I know that. And he triggers some of the grave effects to equip and the draw and the discard. He uses the Fusion effect to equip from deck, then uses the Fusion spell effect to equip from deck, and then uses the Fusion effect to summon out him in attack mode. And then he normal summons the Whitebeard, I believe his name is. Whitebeard. And then he links those two, or synchros those two, into Dragonite, which is very scary, by the way, because now he has a monster negate and a Spell Trap negate, which is very relevant. So then he triggers Whitebeard to summon from deck, and he gets, what's it called? Golden Hair. I'm still learning all these names, so bear with me. He plays Emblem. Emblem allows him to summon out the Blackbeard from deck. So he's like super comboing off here, and I'm like super scared, and I'm waiting for the right opportunity to be able to drop the Nibiru. And it's very important that you hold off on when you know when to drop it. Like for this Plunder Patrol, for all the Plunder Patrol extra deck cards, I do know that to negate, destroy, and then search, you have to discard a Plunder Patrol. So right here, when he has no more cards in hand, he activates Salvage to get 2 to hand. That's when I chain Nibiru so that he can't negate it. So this is going to resolve no matter what, which is so relevant. So he uses chains Blackbeard to summon, equip, and he gets a draw out of it, which is fine. We don't care. He draws his own Nibiru, and then he gets 2 cards in the hand. So he gets Whitebeard and Bluebeard. And then he's able to activate the Golden Hair and Grave, pitch Whitebeard, and then special summon Bluebeard because of its effect. And then he overlays, I believe, for the Exceed. Yep. And then equips it with that. So if I remember right, this you can banish a monster, I believe. Target effect mind controls, banish it. Yeah. So we just start. We go area 0 on Nibiru. We get Ray. So that's always good. We Widow Anchor, take the Exceed. And this is what I was talking about with the Nibiru play. This token, I don't know if you guys calculated that. If I remember correctly from when I played this match, the token was 8100 attack that we just comic handed. So this is way more than enough for lethal, and we didn't anywhere summon more than 5 times. We took his board. Oh, almost sneezed. Excuse me. But yeah, so yeah, we win that game pretty convincingly, I would say. After his big combo, Nibiru is an overpowered card, as I say. That's why I play it in like most decks, because it's just like the ceiling on that card is just absolutely crazy. No card can't even come close to replacing what it does. So as you can see, we didn't open up very well. We don't have any monsters or any starters. So he opens up with Galaxy Cyclone. It's unfortunate. It's fine, because now we can clear there can only be one. So I was a little nervous. So we hit him with the there can only be one here, because he can't continue playing from this point. So we take the 15 directly, which is fine. He passes. We draw Shark Cannon. Doesn't do anything. So we just have to wall up. The Galaxy Cyclones, so we have to try to stall and hit him at certain points. So he goes again in the Dragite. So that's fine. Normally I'll be scared, but because we have Nibiru and Strike, we're fine. So I want to keep going. I just want him to dedicate things for the Nibiru. And then, yep, that's where we hit him with it. So the token is only, what's it called? 2200 attack. And then we finally draw our Ray after one eternity. But look what, you can just see what the Nibiru netted us in that situation, right? Like, he's at, like, without even using any monsters or anything, he has nothing now. And we have him with 3 back row, like Widow Anchor, Shark Cannon, and Strike. Like, that's like amazing. So he definitely got into a situation where he over dedicated into a Nibiru. And now we pretty much can just take control of the game and do what Striker does best, which is to control out my opponent. So we hit him for some damage. Whoops. Sorry, I got a text message. But yeah, then we Area 0 off of Hayate, and then add it back with Gari main phase 2. And then we Area 0 target Nibiru. We whiff off Area 0 because we suck at this game. And then we just link off those two in the Zeke, because even if we don't hit off the Area 0, we can just link it off. That's why I love Zeke so much. It just gives you an in archetype out to clear the monsters out of the main monster zone, because it was such a pain before. Then we just go right into Shizuku, and then Shizuku end phase will add us the multi-roll, because now it gives us, because multi-roll is obviously an amazing card, and it gives us a follow-up play for the next turn because we have Area 0 out. And then he draws. We have Shark Cannon, Strike, Anchor. We only have 1 spell engrave, but it's fine because it's just the power of these 3 cards. So he goes Plunder Patrol, the field spell to add Redbeard, or Whitebeard, sorry. He switched out on me. He pitches it off Golden, the Whitebeard off Golden Hair. I chain Shark Cannon to banish the Whitebeard so it doesn't trigger the special from deck. And then I'm pretty sure he concedes after this. Oh, sorry. He banishes for Emblem. Yeah. Into Blackbeard. And then he goes to battle phase, attacks into my Shizuku. He's boosted by field spell. And I'm like, it's fine, right effect. Then he uses Blackbeard effect, and I strike it. So Blackbeard dies, and he's left with nothing again. And then during his end phase, I Kagari to get back Shark Cannon, and we just have complete control now. And because he has nothing, we can go for a lethal play. So we go multi-roll for Hida for Ash. And then we go into Celine. And then he concedes here. But there's no spellcaster that we can revive off the Celine. But we were going to use multi-roll to send away Area 0, spelling out Ray or Rose. And then just go into access code for 53 still. So yeah, he just concedes. So I'd say we won that pretty convincingly. And now on to the next game, where we go against Sky Striker. We go into a semi-mirror match. Which is very interesting, I would say. I think we have the advantage because we play more Snatch deals, and that's very relevant. Oh, sorry. My apologies. It wasn't Striker. It was Salamangreat. Oh, my God. So, yeah. Salamangreat. My bad. You're going to love how I win this first game. Now I remember. I win this first game very convincingly. I will say in this game, it is very important to recognize opportunity when it shows. So, yeah, he goes Lady Debug for Sanctuary, activate Sanctuary, link off into another Banelinks, and then triggers Gazelle in hand. Uses Gazelle to send Rage, which is very important. Then he links both in the Wolf and sets 1 and passes, I believe. So we go. Yeah, this hand isn't that great. It's not the best. We go, we clear that with Jamming Waves. Then we go for an Area 0. Guess what we do? We whiff because we suck at this game, as I said before. Sadly, we are just never lucky with Area 0. And I'm like, okay, I know next turn he definitely has combo. So you have to think of ways to stop him. And I'm like, well, I'm like, okay, so Rage is in the grave. So I'm like, all right, what are the odds that he plays more than another Rage, right? And I'm like, we'll just go with mine. And I'm just gonna let this fast forward. You can see how it turns out. So he's deck thinning, and I'm like, man, is he really playing out? And I was really like thinking about it. I'm like, man, he must play a second Rage then. And then I get to the point here where I just ask him, I'm like, do you play another out to this? Because I said I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna summon any monsters. I'm just gonna let this play out until you deck out if you don't play it out. And then he admits defeat because he probably was assuming that I would play something, and I just if you're gonna play for that win condition, I implore you. Like Mystic Mind's a very degenerate card, and it really shouldn't be legal anymore, but it is, so we have to deal with it. But if you are playing it and you do activate it and you don't think your opponent has an out, I implore you to ask them if they play an out after a X amount of turns, just to give them the option to concede early because it is devastating when you sit there and wait for 30 turns just not doing anything is a pain. And they think you're going to do something, but you're not going to do anything. Like I just tell my opponents, I'm not going to play a monster. So just if you have an out, we'll keep going. If you don't, I'm not going to play anything. So yeah, it just makes time go by faster and it's less stressful. I'd rather be straightforward with my opponents. So yeah, game 2, we make him go first because this deck wants to go second, as I said. So he starts off with a pretty weak hand, I would say, but he opens up Parallel Seas and he goes into Babushka. That card does absolutely nothing against this deck, which is very nice. So we go Toon Table. It's my favorite. We go Toon Table and he ashes it. It's always good when Toon Table is a legitimate threat. I love when people use cards on the Toon cards. It's a 1-for-1 exchange, but it's funny because we just use it to get spells in the grave for the most part. So yeah, we were gonna get Toon World, but then he ashed it, so then we can use Area Zero on the comic hand to get value out of it anyway, and then we can be able to play the game normally. So he thought before I was attacking him directly, but I'm just hitting over the Banelinks. And then we just add Jamming Waves. We get back our Rose, and then we negate Babushka off Rose because we kill the Banelinks in the extra deck. Extra Monster Zone, I mean. We Kagari back the Jamming Waves. And then we link into Zeke. And then we Jamming Waves the back row before we go into Shizuku. And then he concedes because he doesn't have anything. And he has 2 Call Buys and Sanctuary, which isn't combo. This is going to get destroyed. This isn't accomplishing anything. And then we have double... Oh, sorry, we're going to have 3 spells after this. And we get double Anchor to control the game after that, plus Veiler, plus Shizuku Search. So I think I keep going to show what I was going to do. Yeah, I go into Shizuku, Setsu, and then add multi-roll. So we have a backup play, plus we have 3 spells in grave for the double Widow Anchor, and we have Veiler. Like, there's just no way. So yeah, that was a very convincing game against Salamangreat. The Toon Engine actually helps that a lot because we can play around Banelinks because we can just take their monsters as opposed to having to play through them. So it is very nice to have that option of being able to snatch steel monsters with Comic Hand. Comic Hand's very good at that, and it gets through a lot of matchups. Like, as I mentioned earlier, when I made the mistake, I thought it was a Striker because I mislabeled it like an idiot. But yeah, in the Striker mirror, it's very cool because you can take their Striker monsters and be able to play still. And there's not really a counterplay to it, to be honest. So it's kind of cool. And then for the last match, we have a match against Mech Invoke. This is pretty cool. Because I like being able to... You can work your way up to a Link 3 into Selene still. And then even if you don't have access to Effect Veiler, you can still go into Access Code if you can go into any other monster, which is very nice. So yeah, he goes first. He goes Alistair, and then he just does the normal Invoke play. I choose not to Veiler it because I know a lot of the Invoke decks are playing combos now. They're playing a lot of Mech Knights. They go a lot of turn 1 plays or Shaddolls maybe. And I was thinking maybe I can catch him with Veiler and Nibiru combo. But as you will see, he just goes straight. As you can see in his hand, first of all, is that you can see he has nothing. And he had double Call by anyway. But yeah, so he just goes for Makaba and then just Invocations. Sets 2 and passes. So we open up pretty good, I would say. This is like a very, very good hand. This is like the hand you want to shoot for in a deck like this. You have the Comic Hand, you have the Toon Table. So I tell him I'm just going to use all 3. 3 Toon Table and then Bookmark, and he said it was fine. And then we get the Toon World, so now we're Comic Hands live. So I go Ray, normal summon into Link into Hayate. I was seeing if he was going to negate anything here. He chooses to activate Imperm on the Hayate. I'm like, okay, that's fine, no worries. We go main phase 2. I was thinking of how I wanted to play this and what I wanted him to negate, because there's multiple options. Because we can't go Kagari because there's nothing relevant to get back in the grave. We didn't dump anything with Hayate. So we just go for the Toon World and the Kamakan. He has to bait it out because I know he has to pitch a real card for that. So he has to pitch the Call by the Grave. That's fine. We go Hornet Drones into Kagari. Use Kagari to get back the drone so we have a follow-up play for the next turn because what we're about to do. We go into Hita. Hita effect will then summon out the Almirage. We link the Almirage and the Hita for Celine. You're probably thinking, Jared, you don't have a spellcaster in your graveyard. You can special summon in defense position, because that's very relevant, because you cannot summon back the Hita that you used, because it must be summoned in defense position. But luckily, Celine is broken enough to be able to summon from the hand as well. So even if I didn't use the Effect Veiler, that didn't get... Think about it. This is actually very relevant now, right? Because if I used the Effect Veiler on turn 1 and it got called by the grave, I wouldn't be able to do this. But now, because I did this very mundane play, we are able to go for this, which is Celine effect to summon the Veiler from hand, and then go into access code. And even though we couldn't go full loop, we still get 1, 2, 3 pops. And look, he has 3 cards in the field. So it's very ironic how that works. So we just crack the board. So we destroy everything. 1, 2, 3. And then we go Hornet Drones. So even though we have to put Shizuku in the main monster zone, that's completely fine. We don't care because we want to get this end phase search anyway. That's like the most relevant thing. And then we Shizuku for Shark Cannon. I had a miss. This is a misplay. This probably shouldn't have been Shark Cannon. I was going to go for... I wanted the Shark Cannon, the Makaba, but I completely had a brain fart and forgot that Shizuku is the main monster zone. But it's fine. So yeah, he goes Alistair. Alistair get Invocation. Invocation, do the normal, invoke play. To be honest, I'm just very bored of invokes. I feel like I've been dealing with invokes for forever. It just does the same thing over and over again. But yeah. So yeah, Invocation, I back Alistair. Then he plays Neos Fusion, which pisses me off guards, to make Rainbow Neos. And then he uses the Rainbow effect to shuffle back the access code and the what's it called? And the Shizuku. But then I use Ray. And then he played tries to play Invocation. I tell him that he cannot play because Neos Fusion's restriction is omega harsh. You can't special summon the rest of the turn. He attacks with the Rainbow Neos. I use Ray to summon Kaina to stop him from attacking. And I know his entire field in hand now because I know this Alistair. He accidentally showed me Invocation. And yeah, now we're just free to play. So we just go straight into Hayate, I believe. Hayate hits directly. And this is where we have to start controlling. We have to start making sure that we can keep him at bay because we don't want him to continue to recycle resources. Because we only have so much, and we're going to start going through all of ours. I believe that's our second Kagari. Yeah. So we're only on 1 more Kagari after this turn. I need to start drinking water when I do these replays because, man, my throat kills me at the end of this. So yeah, we have to burn away the Rainbow Neos. We go Shizuku. We end phase at area 0 because we have this Toon World sitting here and we have plays to stop him. So we wanted area 0, 1 because we can discard it. Because my plan, you'll see my plan. I wanted a spell in my hand that I didn't really care about too much, so I didn't want to add the 1-off multi-roll. And 2, it gets value off the Toon World if it does stay in my hand next turn. So he decides to go Alistair. I go activate Widowmaker to take it, and then he gives it to me, and I say I wanted to chain something. I chain Shark Cannon to the Makaba. This is why I love Shark Cannon so much because it gives so much more interaction than what it really gives off. So yeah, we take the Makaba, and we know he has Invocation, and he goes Blue Sky, tries to activate the effect, and we negate it with the Makaba, and that's it. So that's a wrap for game 1. And then we'll just go through game 2 really, really fast because game 2 is super quick. As you can see, I opened up Broken. This hand's unbeatable. It's all offense. This hand's all gas. So yeah, we veil our Alistair, and he just, man, we're killing him. So yeah, he just goes Mech Knight stuff. I can't stop any of the Mech Knights. I didn't feel the need to stop purple. I wanted to use the impermanences on something more relevant. I draw Mind Control and I scoop because we don't have any offensive plays. We're not getting any advantage. So I just said, screw it. There's no reason to do that. So this hand's pretty good. We have the Toon Table. We have the Rhoda. We have Ray. We have Rays to get to it. So yeah, we just start off with Cosmic Cyclone. We hit evenly matched. So he expected us to go first. And luckily we made him go first. So he sided incorrectly for this. And he did not draw well. So we get We use Rhoda for Ray because I don't want to give him the information that we have another Ray in hand, and it still puts us to Spell Engrave. So now we use Ray effect to get Hayate. Hayate effect. We'll send, I believe, Widow Anchor. Yep, and then we Kagari back to Widow Anchor. Looking back at it, I probably should have Toon Tabled, but I was doing it because I wanted to save information. I wanted to draw either another Toon Table or any other Toon piece, because if I do, I can make Comic Hand live immediately. And if I say I Toon Table for Bookmark for Comic Hand, and then I draw another Comic Hand, it's not live. And then if I draw, say, Toon Kingdom or Toon World, and I added vice versa the other one, I can't get to Comic Hand. So I wanted to wait until I draw another piece of this. That's why I did not activate Toon Table. But looking back on it, what I actually should have done was activate one Toon Table to get one more Toon Table, and then my Widow Anchor would have been able to take. But that's not what happened. I left Toon Table in my hand for those purposes, as I stated. So yeah, we just set the Widow Anchor. I didn't want to get blown out by something like Lightning Storm or Evenly. That's why I only chose to set one. And then we just get the end phase area 0. So he draws Magical Meltdown, so he can finally be able to play. And then he goes to Alistair. We negate it because I didn't want him to be able to play. But as you can all see, he has Invocation anyway. And then he goes into Invocation, yada yada, Mechaba, and then Invocation effects, all the normal stuff. Then he goes Invocation again, because I didn't care that he had this, because he would have to pitch the Alistair to to stop my Ray, but he wants to clear the Ray in a better manner, which is to banish it off the Invocation. So I figured that was fine. I didn't care because we have another Ray. We held off the information that we had 2 Rays. And I'd rather have another Ray in the first place. So he attacks over the Shizuku. It's fine. I don't care. And on my turn, we're able to continue. I go Toon Table, and funny enough, he negates it off of Mechaba, because now it's not Toon Table isn't just a card that puts spells in grave. Toon Table is now actually can be considered a real threat, because it can get things to Comic Hand, it can get the Toon World, and and can do something real. Like if I take Mechaba, that's a problem for a lot of decks. So some people feel threatened to either Ash Toon Table, to negate Toon Table in some different ways. So yeah, we Afterburner the the Dark Invoked Caliga, and then we blow up the Magical Meltdown, because that card can be annoying. We go Ray and 0. We just try to go for value. Who would have thought that we miss off area 0 again, because that's not annoying at all. So we Kagari back. I believe the Widow Anchor, yeah. And then we Shark Cannon back the Almirage again, because we like taking Almirages because it's free. And then we go Hita. Hita will also take the Almirage. And then we go into Selene. Again, we do not have a spellcaster that we can summon, but we do have his monster. So we take it and then go in the access code, because access code's broken. And then we are able to just attack him 53 for lethal. And that's it. So yeah, those are just 3 games I wanted to highlight. I felt like they showed that it gives the Toons more power in the deck, because we were able to incorporate things like Comic Hand and more consistency for the deck. So this is the list that I was using. Somewhere along the lines, I switched the 3 Imperms that were in the main from the previous video for 3 Ash Blossoms, specifically because 1, Ash Blossom is more generic for the combo decks plus the control decks. Ash Blossom is more. Also because Ash Blossom is a combo card when we want to go for access code. So if we have Ray on the field or any of the links left over and we want to go for lethal, we can normal summon the Ash Blossom and then go into Needle Fiber, into Veil, or into Selene, into access code. Impermanence obviously does not do that, and I feel like that justifies Ash over Imperm. That's just my personal opinion. You guys can play whatever you want. There is some other things I was considering playing that I might still play. I'm not sure yet. Even though this deck does do a lot of searching and playing a lot of spells in the grave, I will say I do miss Pot of Desires. I like the +2. I don't think I would play it at 3 in this deck, because you want to avoid dead cards. I think it would be a 2 of. I don't know what I would cut, but I definitely feel like I want to incorporate it somewhere in the deck. I just don't know where. It's just one of the cards that I do miss. But yeah, so overall, this is the list that I decided to play. I'm not going to go over it, because we already went over it in the previous video. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave in the comments what you think I should try to play at locals this week. That will be on Wednesday when I go to locals. And like I said, I have been slowly trying to set up for my locals to play either of the decks, Altergeist or Striker, the Toon Striker deck specifically. And yeah, so let me guys what you guys think. And please like, comment, and subscribe for anything else. I have been trying to. I want to build to a community tab. We're almost at 250 subscribers, I believe, possibly 300. Um, yeah, I want to build more. I definitely want to build more subscribers. I want the community tab very badly. I want to be able to post pictures for you guys. I feel like it'd be good discussion boards and make polls. I want to be able to do stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely want to work towards something more. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys seeing some replays of this deck in action and what it can do, the power of some of the Toon cards and how it affects the deck differently. And yeah, either way, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.